Weirdos, I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're talking about the new release on Shudder called The Last Thing Mary Saw. This movie was written and directed by Edoardo Vitaletti and is his feature-length debut. It takes place in 1843 in the dead of winter in America, and a young woman is under investigation following the mysterious death of her family's matriarch. Her recollection of events sheds new light on the ageless forces behind the tragedy. Now this is a dark and spooky period piece that has some good things about it, but I think had some missed potential. Let's start with what I really liked. Now I'm gonna give this away because it is in the trailer, but we have two women, the daughter of this family and the housemaid, who are being punished by this really conservative religious family. And throughout the movie you see them trying to figure out a way to be together and break away from the suffocating and ultimately dangerous house. Now that I love, to see two women in love in the 1800s and their fight to be together, I think is a great concept. And then stylistically we also have this like very dark, moody atmosphere. And so there were things about this movie that work, but it just didn't like hit for me. And here's my issues. One, underutilized cast. Just listen to this cast. Now first we have Stephanie Scott, who plays our main character of Mary, and she is the girl from Insidious 3, which Lauren and I always joke is like one of our favorite sequels because she has this amazing scene where she has these two giant casts on her legs. She gets possessed and she starts banging her legs against the wall, and it's just, anyways, it doesn't matter. But she's a great horror actress. Then we have Isabel Fuhrman playing Eleanor the housemaid. Yeah, from Orphan. By the way, new Orphan movie coming out end of January. Is it gonna be good? I don't know. We have horror icon Judith Roberts, who was in Eraserhead and Dead Silence. And then we have one of my youth crushes, Rory Culkin. And so you have all these great actors that have all done horror before, and I just felt like they weren't utilized. Like, this movie is so quiet. It is dark visually, like the lights are off, and it's very silent. There are very few lines, and I understand that builds kind of the idea around this family that nothing's ever talked about, and it's a quiet, like, dead house and blah blah. I get that, but I felt like also because of like the lack of dialogue and like personality of the characters, I never got to really know any of them. Like, I wanted so much to care about Mary and Eleanor and their relationship, but I felt like by the end of the movie, like, I didn't really know either of them very well. Like, I didn't know their essence, I didn't know what they were about. The movie starts after they've already been in love, so I don't even get to see like how they fell in love. Like, I just felt like I didn't get to care about anyone because I didn't get to know them. Also, I really didn't like Rory Culkin's character, who's just named the Intruder, and seemed to just kind of come along to add some extra horror elements, but it didn't really feel like he brought anything exciting to the story, and I just kind of didn't know, like, he was just kind of an evil character that I didn't understand or care about. And my last thing is that we have elements of supernatural horror, we have elements of like everyday horror, and because the movie is so quiet and dark, I wanted these things to like explode into this big catharsis at the end, but it just didn't feel like it went far enough. And once you watch the movie, you may be like, Felicia, they didn't go far enough. But that's just how I felt. Like, I wanted more. More from everyone. More, bigger acting, more lines. And maybe this just wasn't my style of movie. Like, that's totally fine. I am just one person, and some of you might really love this. I already have seen a lot online of people that loved this movie. But for me, it just didn't hold my attention and didn't draw me in the way that I wanted it to. But that being said, I also didn't like The Dark and the Wicked, and a lot of people love that movie too, and I feel like these movies have similarities. They're completely different, but if you've seen both, you might understand what I mean. But anyways, The Last Thing Mary Saw is now on Shudder. Once again, you might really like it, so feel free to check it out, and I think that's it. I'll talk to you soon. Have a nice screen. Bye.